everybody, I am the Sovereign and this is my court. I would like to remind you right now that if you are not a member of my court, please consider hitting the subscribe button so that I may see you again. And I'm going to say that right now because I do not know where my head is going to be at the end of this. Tati Westbrook has finally come out with a long-awaited video. Everybody has been waiting for her response to see what she has to say regarding this whole Jeffree Star Shane Dawson thing, to see how much input these two creators actually had in the ongoing drama of Dramageddon that happened in 2019. There's this ongoing joke between me and the rest of the courtiers here about what I like to jokingly call the Eye of Sovereign. It started as a joke, and it's because I'm usually seeing things in much more detail than everybody else, and then I am admittedly a silent watcher of a lot of the dramas and happenings that goes on. Just because I don't say anything doesn't mean I don't see it. So I'm kind of like the watcher of YouTube. I sit and I watch and I observe, and because I'm the type of person that strives to understand things from all different angles and all different perspectives, I have been watching everything that has been happening, no matter who's been speaking out. From the side of the drama creators, to Jeffree Star and Shane, to Tati, to James, I have seen what is going on, and I'm not understanding why everybody's not putting this together, but they don't watch the way I do. This saga, to me, is now solved. The only piece that we were missing was Tati's words. We needed Tati's confirmation as to the level of involvement that Jeffree and Shane had and inputting in the drama that happened to James. That's the only piece that was missing for me. So now that I understand the full story, let me tell you guys how everything went down with all of the confirmed, proven details from each and every side of this saga, so we have a full understanding of the whole story. Because as far as I'm concerned, the story has been solved. No one's just taken the time to actually put the puzzle together. So grab a snack, because we're going to talk about everything. Let me tell you a story. It all started with James Charles, and that's where we're going to start because he did trigger all of this. In 2019, James Charles was not even an up-and-coming YouTuber, but his career was skyrocketing. He was climbing mountains. He was at the peak. He was getting all of these endorsements, all of the attention, all of everything, and it went to his head. We have all seen what happened to James in 2019 when he was at his peak. He became kind of egotistical. He kind of became self-absorbed. He became an entitled, annoying little brat. And this is confirmed by James Charles himself. He was a little bit off the rails. Tati Westbrook, who is kind of a mother figure, or was kind of a mother figure and mentor to James, saw this and she didn't like what she was seeing. James was acting extremely entitled to the point where he was hurting people's feelings, and it irritated her, but not to the point where she was yet ready to come out and say this. As the story is developing, we have Jeffree Star, who at the time, his reputation was in the tank. He was successful, but he was quickly being overshadowed by James Charles. In comes Shane Dawson, who at the time was very respected in the YouTube community. Everybody loved him. He was the darling of YouTube. Jeffree was able to get his hooks into Shane and get Shane to come in with his series of like kind of redemption stories and be like, hey, can I get some of that? Jeffree needed that reputation that he had to be scrubbed, and it worked. He got his hooks into Shane. Shane came to Jeffree. They teamed up. Jeffree's reputation was bettered, and Jeffree now had the backing of a very reputable YouTuber. That's power right there. So Jeffree, in his mind, he's seeing this young James Charles who's kind of egotistical and kind of overstepping him at this point. He's like, look, I have this opportunity to get James out of the picture with the help of Shane. Shane is easily used for two different purposes. One, to redeem Jeffree, but also for Jeffree to kind of vampire suck Shane's power and reputation in order to take down James. Now, Shane seems like he is very susceptible to falling for broken people, as he said. So he's like in with the whole Jeffree Star thing, which he never should have done. So here's what we were all missing, and we didn't really have confirmed proof of this. After Jeffree and Shane hooked up, Jeffree saw the opportunity to take James down. So Jeffree behind the scenes is spreading different things in different people's ears about James. He's talking to Tati about James. He's talking to Shane about James, and confirmed by the drama channels, he was talking to the drama channels about James Charles. Now, I will give credit to Jeffree for his mastermind manipulation of this, because if one person tells you something, you're not necessarily going to take it as fact or believe it. But because Jeffree was so manipulative and spreading out his web to multiple people in multiple genres and multiple YouTubers, when those YouTubers and other influencers went to talk to each other, they all had the same story, not realizing it was all coming from Jeffree because he kept it very hush hush, but he did. Jeffree was also able to corrupt Shane Dawson, which nobody really knew at the time. No one understood that Shane had been corrupted, so he still had the backing of his own good reputation, with no one realizing that he had turned to the dark side. So think of this in Star Wars terms. Jeffree Star is Darth Sidious. He is the Sith Lord, and Shane Dawson is Anakin Skywalker. But eventually he got turned to the dark side. No one caught on yet. And then we have Tati. Tati's a Jedi. Tati Westbrook is a good-hearted person. So even though she saw James Charles's entitlement, it wasn't enough for her to really act on until the manipulation of Jeffree Star got involved. Jeffree starts planting things in Tati's head. Hey Tati, James is doing this. Hey Tati, James is doing that. And then he has the backing of Shane Dawson, who he has now turned to the dark side, unbeknownst to Tati Westbrook, sends Shane Dawson over to Tati, and she's getting these things from another person who she sees as reputable and is listening to him. And she's like, if Shane Dawson, you know, this golden boy is telling me these things, it has to be true. So now she's worried, because I believe Tati Westbrook truly is a good person. I understand where Tati was coming from, because I myself would have acted in the same way that she did. I am not the type of person to sit on the sidelines if I see something happening to the point where it's really severely affecting people. Even if I love you, if I have to call you out to save you, I will do it. And this is where the problem kicked in. Tati was justified in calling out James. She had true reasons to be concerned with James Charles. We all did. Let's not pretend here that James Charles was ever a saint. Do we all remember all of the sister scandals he was getting into? Do you guys not? I remember that, okay? James Charles has always been a problematic guru. He always has. And James has confessed to chasing straight men. He was acting very entitled and disregarded a lot of people's feelings, and Tati self-confessed she was concerned about it. But everybody's like, well, this blew up over vitamins. It didn't. That was just the trigger. That was the match that set off Tati, who was already fuming. She was gaslit. It was ready to blow. James finally threw the match when he betrayed Tati Westbrook, because it wasn't about the vitamins. It was that he was so entitled, so out of control in her mind, that he did the one thing that Tati never thought he would do, which was betray her. In her mind, gaslit by Jeffree Star, who was telling her James is out of control, James is doing this, James is doing that. The confirmation she needed came in the way of James Charles going against her, the one thing she thought he would never do. So she's like, if he is so out of control to betray me of all people, it has to be true. That's where Tati was wrong. And this is where the influence of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson come into play. Tati, like I said, had a reason to call out James, and it would have been, the Bi Sister video would have been fine if she had just kept it to the confines of James's entitlement and lack of empathy for the people he was affecting. So the magnitude of Tati Westbrook's issues with James should have been this. But because of the over influences of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, it blew up into this. It was much bigger than what it should have been. And that was because of mainly Jeffree Star's influence. So here we go with Tati, drops the Bi Sister video and adds in all of the implications of Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. So it went from this to this. And it shouldn't have gone there. There shouldn't have been any implications of the P word predator behavior. Shouldn't have happened. And Tati is not the one that called James a predator. It's not on her. Tati got her situation blown up to this, but Mastermind Jeffree Star, Darth Sith Lord over here, added even more fuel to the fire by dropping a tweet about James Charles, multiple tweets about James Charles, publicly calling him a predator, which to the public lines up with what Tati Westbrook was saying, but in a worse way. So Jeffree and amped up the ante on the whole situation even more than he already did. So it went from this to this to this. And you guys are like, wait, where's the circle? Yeah, because it's so big it's off the screen. He blew the situation up because he saw the opportunity to take down a competitor. Now Tati, thinking she's in the right and trusting the Darth Sith Lord and Anakin Skywalker over here, is thinking, okay, they told me all these things and they said they're gonna have my back and all the proof is gonna come out, so I should be fine. Never happened. They let her hang out to dry and she's just like, what? What just happened to me? Tati Westbrook, thinking that she was doing the right thing, aided in the downfall of James Charles. And once again, I'm not saying, we know James is not a saint, and she had legitimate issues with James Charles that he needed to be called on, because she did say she tried to do it privately. The problem was that the magnitude in which the situation was blown up to should not have happened. So Tati retreats from the internet, and Jeffree Star is free to retake the throne as the biggest beauty YouTuber on the platform. Along with him is his sidekick Shane Dawson, whom he uses afterwards to shield himself from any negativity or backlash, permanently linking themselves together. Everything Jeffree says is me and Shane this, me and Shane would never, me and Shane, me and Shane, me and Shane. And then people start thinking, well, what amount of involvement does Shane Dawson have all this? That's the piece that we were missing, and we were waiting, and I was waiting because I'm just like, I need confirmation before I can say anything. And Tati dropped a video today. She dropped a video and dropped the confirmation. And the one thing that Tati said that confirms everything is the fact that Shane Dawson, he offered to edit Tati's video for the Bye Sister release on YouTube. The video and the thumbnail. He offered. Jeffree Star and Shane knew that the video was coming. Now, this is where the confusion is happening. And as I was getting ready to film this, Shane Dawson got on live and started losing it, and then it was quickly deleted. But you guys know that my courtiers, thank you very much for keeping the look out, because you sent it to me, and yes, I do have it.
This is so fucked. This is, oh my God. Okay. I'm live because I can't even process. I need a drink of water. I fucking can't process this. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. This woman is a fucking, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to wait till as many people get in here as possible because I'm losing my mind. Keep playing it. Keep playing it.
I didn't even know I was making a video. So how is it that so many editorial outlets knew that something was coming before I had...
Because you message drama channels. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I struggled with the decision
oh my God.
to film my video for days. The night before I did film, Jeffree sent me what he claimed was an audio file from an alleged victim and told me to listen to the pain in their voice. The audio was clearly a small portion of the conversation. It wasn't enough for me to contact the authorities. It was enough to scare me.
Well, then why would you make a video on the matter claiming these allegations?
Because she is a fucking... I can't. I don't want to say mean things about people. This is insane. This is insane. This person literally... Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Keep pressing play. I need to get through this video so I can fucking... Oh my God.
As a victim of abuse myself...
Oh my God. You are so manipulative.
To think of facing public...
You're fake crying. You are fake crying. You are fake crying. That is not real. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was molested. I have been, oh my God. That is not.
And I made no mention of it in my video.
Oh my God.
Get off.
The night before posting my video by sister.
Oh my God.
I texted Shane sharing my concerns for James Charles, that he was out of the country on the high floor of a hotel, and I was afraid for...
This is what Shane is missing. And to this extent, I kind of feel bad for him, because Shane Dawson's calling Tati Westbrook a liar, and I do not believe at all that she's lying, because everything that I'm saying about this story has been confirmed by multiple sources. The drama community has come out with their receipts saying Jeffree Star was talking to them behind the scenes. Jeffree Star is the one that told them that the Bias Sister video, something big, as he was saying to the drama community, was coming. Shane does not yet realize that he was the one that was also manipulated by Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star used Shane. Shane believes that it was Tati behind the scenes talking to drama channels, when all roads point to Jeffree Star, as confirmed by the people he was talking to. All of this story adds up if you listen to everyone involved. Jeffree Star delighted in the downfall of James Charles and inputted all these lies to different people and kept the drama community updated and ready to go and revved their engines to be prepared to take down James when they needed him to. Do you guys now see how this all comes together? As the story is solved. If you take all the pieces and put them together, everybody confirms everybody else's stories, and we do have the receipts that says that this is the confirmed story of what happened. The only person who doesn't realize what has happened is Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson is freaking out, calling Tati Westbrook a master manipulator, saying her tears are fake. You're the one who sent the drama channels. You're the one who did that. It's not true. As confirmed by the drama channels, it was Jeffree Star who behind the scenes was sending them news, sending them gossip, sending them tea, letting them know that a video was coming. All roads lead back to Jeffree Star, and Shane has yet to make the realization of what has happened to him. Even Shane Dawson's downfall, it can be at some point attributed to Jeffree Star. Now, what Shane did in his past is on him, and I'm gonna have to do a separate video about him because I did a video initially and things have drastically changed. His past is his own fault, but people only started really looking into him after he publicly made his connection with Jeffree Star and defended Jeffree Star and was remaining solid with Jeffree Star. And I have to give props to Jeffree Star for his ability to suss out people that are so easily manipulated. No, but Jeffree saw that he was susceptible to the dark side. You guys, I'm so serious about the Star Wars analogy. You guys remember how Qui-Gon and other people in the Jedi Council were saying, well, we're not sure about this kid because we see darkness in him. The YouTube community, a lot of people already knew that there was darkness in Shane Dawson because of his past videos. They have been out for nearly a decade. There has always been a dark side to Shane Dawson. I'm sure Jeffree Star saw that and knew that. And when Jeffree Star finally got his hooks into Shane Dawson, Shane, even right now, as he's freaking out about Tati's video, Shane does not realize that he's turned to the dark side. And Shane deserves what's happening to him. He truly does. But the only person that's worse than Shane is the person who looked at Shane Dawson and said, yeah, that's the type of person I need in my life. That's the type of person I need. Jeffree Star used Shane, and Shane has yet to come to that realization. All of the questions have been answered. The only thing, the only single thread that is still remaining is this voice note. Because I'm sure that the voice note exists. Blair White has come out and she said, I can confirm that this voice note exists. Tati can confirm this voice note exists. Many people say that it exists. So it does exist. Everybody doesn't have the same dream together. Like, that's not how this works. So at the very least, James Charles is guilty of making a man uncomfortable through his advances, which we have seen. There is proof of that. That is not even, you can't say these things. No, there is video evidence of James Charles repeatedly making straight men uncomfortable through his advances and thinking that it is funny, which is why he got himself in trouble in the first place. It just never should have been to the point of calling him the P word. So at the very least, this voice note simply confirms what we already know about James, is that he most likely made someone uncomfortable through his advances. But the only thing that would blow this up even bigger than it is, the only thing, would be if that voice note came out, or victims, multiple people came out and said, no, James Charles actually did this to me. Then, oh my God. Then, oh my God. But other than that, this story is done. This story is confirmed. Jeffree Star is the mastermind behind all of the drama that has transpired for James Charles and Tati and even Shane. He wanted James Charles gone, and he got his wish, and he took delight in it. And of course it doesn't sit right in Tati's soul that she allowed herself to be gaslit or manipulated. And I am proud of her for coming out and speaking out. I am so proud of you, Tati Westbrook. I know you don't know me. You may not even see this video. I am proud of her. She did, I'm gonna say it, she had legitimate reason to call out James, but not on the level that it happened. And I feel for her, and I think that I can forgive her for that because she's been honest and because James Charles has forgiven her. Absolutely. I'm going to make a separate video on Shane Dawson because it needs to be done. I need to update my own opinion of him. I need to update on his current situation because he has his own separate situation going on. But the only thing left for the YouTube community to do is act, because this is important. You know, a lot of people are just like, oh, this is drama. It's not. It's not. These influencers, Shane and Jeffree, and these problematic YouTubers cannot be allowed to reach the peaks of success with the issues and mass hysteria and hurtful things that they bring to the YouTube platform, to the internet, and to the public. They cannot be allowed such monumental success while doing so much harm in the process. It is not deserved. It is not earned. Jeffree Star needs to go. I stopped supporting Jeffree Star a while ago, and I'm going to, like I said, do a video about Shane, but I'm not supporting him either. And I do not think it is possible for me to forgive him after the things that I have seen come out in the last few days, even since I uploaded my last video. Both of them. The both of them. Do not allow people to get away with things like this. This affects people's lives. This is not just YouTube drama. I mean, we have confirmed, trying to figure out a way to say the word, racists. Confirmed. These people can't be allowed to exist in the public sphere at the mountaintop and the peaks of success. They cannot be allowed to stay. So you as a viewer have to draw a line in the sand of where your morals lie and be willing to cut off those who surpass that line. These people cannot be allowed to do this, to get away with it. You have to act. I'm going to now film the video for Shane Dawson himself. Jeffree Star is done. Done. And if you let him get away with this, what does that say about you as a person? Don't. Don't. This has been a crazy week. And I mean, absolute and utter insanity. Even my mom is just like, didn't you just film yesterday? Like, why aren't you filming again? I've been filming every day because everything is just happening just over and over and it just won't stop. And I'm just, oh my God, okay, I'm done. I need to do the one about Shane so I can just be done with this day. It is so overboard. Thank you for coming to another edition of the Court Counsel. I like seeing you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and become one of my courtiers so that I may see you again. If you want to chit chat or talk more about the situation, you will find me in our Discord kingdom. The link is in the description box below. I love you. I do. And I will miss you, but you know I will be back in a future video. Bye.